Hello, everyone, and welcome to another lesson. I'm very happy to have you here with me today. Today, we're going to take a look at the compression node, which is a very useful node that exists inside of n8n, and it provides you this node as a part of their basic core nodes. It's a node that not most people go over, but I think it's very important, especially if you're dealing with big automation that you have a lots of outputs, you're dealing with a lots of binary files, and then eventually you want to compress them all into one file. This can be very useful, or you can use this node to compress and also to decompress. And today I'm gonna demonstrate how I do that in this lesson. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start. So let's see what we have here. So I have a couple of nodes set up here. So I'm going to take my manual trigger. Manual trigger, what this means is that this is the first step of the workflow, and that this workflow can only be activated using this node. So it can only be activated if I click on execute workflow, or if I run this workflow from here or from here. Okay, I cannot activate it because it doesn't run on a schedule. It's not triggered from an external webhook. It just needs to be manually started. Okay, so I have this one, and what I'm doing here is I'm accessing my Google Drive and I'm downloading an image. So this is a download. I'm downloading an image, and I put in an option here to put output file in field. So this is the field name and not the file name. And I'll explain in a bit what that means. So if I connect this here and I run this node, you see it downloaded this file, and then it put the actual binary file in something called video. So imagine it as a container for the file, and then inside of that container you put the image. Okay, this is not the file name. Okay, the file name is here, as you can see it, the extension, the type, and everything, the size. But here is the container of where the binary image is in. Now I can view this image and I can download this image. Okay, now that I have my file here, I have the compression node, which I can access in here. If I write compression, there you go. So the compression node here, what it has is it has two options: compress and then decompress. So compress, as you say, it just takes a file or even multiple files and compresses them into one file. Okay, so I want to compress. So in order to compress, I should have an input binary field and then the file name. Okay, so this is why I said it's important for you to understand the name of the container, and also the name of the file, because here it's asking for the name of the container. So the name of the input binary field or fields. Okay, so let's say I have video, so I write video, the name in here. You can choose what type of output file you want, and then the name of the file that you want to output. Okay, here I'm going to write video. Now, if you write video alone, then you're going to end up with a file that you need to open with. Okay, so I suggest always putting .zip in here. Okay, because then it's downloaded as a file, as a zip file. So put output file in field. This is the same thing as here. This is the name of the container. So if I execute this step here, I'm going to get a container with the data name here, and then the file name video.zip. And the extension is .zip, and everything is here, and I can download it. So congratulations, you just zipped one file. Okay, now what if we have multiple files? And here is the next set of nodes. I'm going to connect both of these. And in n8n, the way this workflow runs, it runs from top to bottom, left to right. So the top one will run first and then this one. Okay, just keep that in mind. So the first one downloads a file and we put it in the video here container. And the second one downloads a file and we put it in the short container. It's very important to give them different container names, because we're going to use the merge node. In case you don't know what the merge node is, I have a video separate about that. you can go ahead and watch that video. I'll explain the merge node over there. So inside of the merge node, what we want to combine. We don't want to append, because if we say append, they will not be together. Okay, we want to combine, and with the combination, there are several options to choose from. I'll choose position. What this means is it will just push the first one and then the second one next to it. So let me break it here and let me run this. So this runs and then this runs, and then we have here. So we have two containers, one called video and one called short, and they are together into one item. Okay. If you choose append, then there will be two items and each item will have a separate container. And that's what we don't want. So again, we go to the compression here, and then we want to compress. So we want to compress both of these files. And the way to add is just to put a comma between them. That's all what you need to do. So video, comma, short, and then comma, whatever you have, so no matter how many files you have, okay? You can add that in here. Then we want it as a zip. And then here, as we said, we can put data.zip. And then if we execute now, we'll have one file called data.zip, and that has two of these files inside of it. Now, how powerful is that? You can do that all automated, okay? So lastly, what I want to go over here is the decompression. So here I have a Google Drive, and I'm downloading a file called data.zip. I'm putting it in a container called data. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do compression and I'm going to decompress, not compress. No, I'm going to choose the decompress. And what it asks me is for an input. So this is the container. And then what is the prefix of the file? So let me first run this. As you can see, we have the data.zip file in here inside of the data container as we specified here. And then here, I'll just put the name of the container. And here, I'll leave it this as is, and I'll show you what this does. So if I execute, here, we'll see that we have two images here. So we have two images here, the ones that were inside of that zip. And what it did is it put a prefix of file before the number. Okay, so whatever you put as a prefix here will be put in here. For example, if I put YouTube here and I execute, there will be YouTube 0, YouTube 1, and no matter how many files this has, it will keep on adding and adding and adding the files. Okay, then you'll have two files here that you can use. Okay. All right, so we went over all the cases for the compression node. So I encourage you to use this node in your workflows, in your automations. It's a very powerful and it's a very useful node to use. Not a lot of people know about it. So in case you're new to this, in case it's your first time, there you go. Now you know how to use it. Now you can incorporate it for both compression and decompression as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it useful. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a like, subscribe to know more about the future videos that I will post on the channel. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you in the next video.